Hi, my name's Graeme Richardson, live in Horsforth. I'm 38 and got diagnosed with uncontrolled epilepsy at the age of 12. And the seizures range from absence through to grand mal. In the last year or so, I think I've been into hospital uh, on about 3 to 4 occasions. Um, the ambulance came to see where I was. For example, I might have been in the street outside the house. Um, First responders been, the ambulance has come, been checked over, taken in the ambulance down to the St James's Hospital in Leeds. One time I was in hospital and went into a seizure. I could feel myself going into a seizure, grabbed hold of the trolley. I wasn't able to alert the staff. They came to see what had happened. I was aware of this happening, but yet again I just could not communicate due to the seizure. I'm fine with accident and emergency at the moment. I think they do treat you very well, and there are odd occasions where, when accident emergency is very busy, you've just got to wait and bide your time. I get the impression that sometimes doctors in hospitals just do not understand about epilepsy. You really need to have a neurologist sometimes come and check you out. If I've gone in with problems with the bowels or bladder and the temperature is very high, I do need to be admitted. Sometimes I may have just gone down in the street for 30 seconds and it may just be to observe you for 4 hours to make sure you're not getting any more seizures at all. Well, usually after 4 hours, I'm discharged, and after a seizure, I can tend to sleep, which they let you do. I was taken in to St James's Hospital by ambulance at about 11 o'clock at night, and what had happened is they took me in and put me on the clinical decisions unit ward. I didn't have any money on my mobile phone with me at the time, and they assessed me, and after 4 hours they discharged me in the early hours of the morning for 4:30, with no means to get home at all, no way of contacting people. I couldn't remember a telephone number at all, and I had to find my own way home. They said, well, get the taxi. Can't get a taxi because I don't have the money to get a taxi. So it was either walk home or just wait until the bus services start. The service has improved at St James's Hospital than at the LGI. Most people would want to know, well, why are you taking me to St James's? Why can't I go to Leeds General Infirmary? And I would say that they want to get everybody in just one place to see them and leave Leeds General Infirmary. I would say for sort of minor or more important things to do with the heart cardiology department. The doctors that talk to you for about 2 minutes, they just have no interest at all. The doctors that chat for you longer, I would say, have more interest into epilepsy and want to find out more. With the NHS at St James's Hospital being a teaching hospital, I'm quite happy for nurses that are training to do the work. I was once admitted and they left a nurse to take blood off me. I don't know whether it was because my veins were not very good at the time, but it took them 5 attempts there, 5 attempts there, 5 attempts there, 5 attempts there, then they finally got the blood. To improve the services, at least the doctors could have and nurses could have a better understanding in their training programme. For example, they can learn more generally about epilepsy, basically about the seizures, be trained to at least recognise them, and if you're having a seizure, at least basically know what to do. I've been in beds before that just haven't had the bedsides where you can pull them up, and I think that has been dangerous. Patients with epilepsy should always be kept on a bed or trolley with the sides fully up. I'd want to see a neurologist at least once or twice a year, but the problem I'm finding is they'll say, well, we'll see you every 6 months, but it can be 8 months before you see the neurologist. I want them to be able to stick to a timetable. I go see the GP now once a month, and I'm fine with that. But basically, you're in for 5 minutes and then you're out. It's basically more time to see the GP to talk through with what's happened, because your GP is the first point of contact. I've had instances where I've not felt well overnight, and I've used what used to be the old 0845 number, which is now the treble 1 service, and frightened to use the treble 1 service now because of the basically press reports saying it's a bad service. They need to get that sorted out before I would risk using it. I think my first point of call, unfortunately, would be the ambulance. I did go through a period for about 6 months where I can have no seizures at all, but once you get an infection, that's when it does through your body and gives you more seizures. I've been to the GP once, and the information's not been put on the computer, and they share the appointments by post between accident and emergency and your GP when you've had a visit. It would be easier just to send it by email, wouldn't it? Save on postage. The thing is, the epilepsy is well controlled, so I'm not into accident and emergency like most people may be that have uncontrolled epilepsy and the drugs are not working for them. The main thing with me is I'm having to see the neurologist, and because the neurologist is always busy, I'm having to wait longer to see a neurologist. I just want that service to improve. Better understanding between neurologist, GP.